Good morning.
And now, yesterday's we had an experience related to SPSS usage, data feeding, and other things and all. Okay. Now, I want someone to share the screen who is working in SPSS. If anyone can volunteer and share the screen, I'll give an instruction so that if you can work it out, it will be good. Anyone, please?
Sir, actually, I have joined with the mobile and but मैं laptop बगल में रखा हूँ. So if Kriti ji and Vikas ji, if you are joined with the laptop, the same.
No.
Tech-
Any participants. There is no hard and fast rule that you people share. I wanted to just um, check. That's the thing. If not, I can share myself. Anyone who can volunteer? Okay,
सर आप भी शेयर करिए सर.
that I'll do.
Yes, sir.
Right. Hope you are seeing my screen now.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Right. Yesterday we had started with an objective. To study the perception. Okay, we started with this objective, stating that to study the perception of industry experts on BBA curriculum. Okay, and we found out the levels. If at all, if you have seen the levels are like this. 1 second. You remember this calculation? We calculated the positive, neutral, and negative perception, and we found that in the result it says that 69.4% of industrial experts have positive perception towards BBA curriculum. Okay, and 30.6% of the industrial experts are neutral in their perception towards BBA curriculum. This is the main result what we have got. Hope all of you understood this.
Yes, sir. एक्चुअली सर
Okay.
जो मैंने सीट अपना ट्रांसफर किया था ना एक्सेल से इस पे, तो उसमें 14 और 15 नंबर A15 और 14 का डेटा नहीं आया था. तो जो हमारा टोटल वाला है ना उसमें कम वैल्यू आई थी. तो जो हमारा नेगेटिव है वो केवल 2% आया था. तो इसका कोई इशू तो नहीं है ना?
नहीं, आपको बस प्रैक्टिस करना है. आपको करने का तरीका पता चल गया है ना.
यस
किस
सर.
किस तरीके से हम लोग करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल हम लोगों
जी
ने इसको टोटल को कोडिंग किया हम लोगों ने, याद है.
जी
ट्रांसफॉर्म
जी
किया
जी.
हम लोगों ने, रिकोड इनटू डिफरेंट वेरिएबल्स. उसके बाद में वी क्रिएटेड द परसेप्शन इनटू 3 लेवल्स स्कोर के हिसाब से. सो ऑल दैट थिंग्स वी हैव डन ऑलरेडी. आई विल नॉट गो बैक टू दैट. वी विल गो अहेड फर्दर नाउ. ओके, अभी हम लोग नेक्स्ट अगर हाइपोथेसिस देखेंगे. इस हाइपोथेसिस में ये लिखा है दैट there is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to age, gender, experience, organization and district. क्या क्या वेरिएबल हम लोगों ने फीड किया इधर. डेमोग्राफिक अगर देखेंगे तो यू कैन गो टू वेरिएबल व्यू एंड सी. हमारा पास डेसिग्नेशन है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, लोकल है, जेंडर है, एक्सपीरियंस है. नाउ वी विल जस्ट सी डेसिग्नेशन इज देयर. We have designation. Age, we don't have age. We have designation. Okay. Then we have district. We have district. The district is already there. We have local, gender and experience. We have gender, experience, local. Right. So this is the hypothesis what we have. There is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to designation, gender, experience, locale, and district. Now, to test with respect to designation. Now let's take, we will just split into, we'll take one by one. There is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to designation. इसको टेस्ट करने के लिए, to test this hypothesis, what test can we conduct? To see whether there is a difference, what test can be conducted? Anyone please? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if you can just tell me that, what test has to be conducted, then I can go ahead further.
Is it paired t-test?
Now let me come back here. Okay. Now, I'll just show you this. We have seen about 4 different levels of measurement, right? And we have descriptive in statistics, we have descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Okay. In descriptive statistics, what exactly we are going to do is we are going to study about mean, median, and mode. ये सब हम लोगों ने already frequency check करते करते we have identified this. Okay. Now, in addition to that, we have range, standard deviation, average deviation, quartile deviation, variance, standard error. ये पूरा क्या होता है? These are all comes under descriptive statistics. Inferential statistics में, now I'm just telling you this, please be very careful. We have hypothesis to be tested. We have null hypothesis and alternative or directional hypothesis. All these things you have studied already, so I'll go fast. Now, when we have testing, what we do, we have 2 different types of testing here. One is difference-based test. The other one is relationship-based test. Okay. Now, when you go for difference-based test, we have t-test, which all of you know. But t-test, someone was telling we can conduct t-test. One t-test can be conducted only for 2 groups. Okay. Now, if you observe here designation, how many categories are there in designation? If you remember, we have done the coding here.
6, sir.
We have many categories. We have put 6 categories here as designation. We have just considered 6. So when it is 6, can we go ahead with t-test?
No, sir.
We cannot go ahead. Why we cannot go ahead? Why we cannot
Because
use
there
6?
are more than 2.
Very good. Now, if you observe here, in designation, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different designations what we are going to see the differences. Now what happens? We are seeing the difference, saying that whether there is any significant difference in the perception of managing director, analyst, financial analyst, finance intern, data analyst, data scientist. Okay, so there are 6 groups which you have selected. So we will not be able to go ahead with t-test. T-test are only for 2 groups. Now, when we go further, okay, we have more than 2 groups. We can go for ANOVA. We can go for ANOVA. I'll just teach you this, how to do this ANOVA and t-test. Now, if at all, if you observe here in this, there are other variables. After designation, we have gender, experience, locale, district. For these things, for designation, gender, and experience, and other things and all, which can be used. For example, for designation, we can use ANOVA. For gender,
T-test.
why t-test?
Because we have only considered 2 groups, that is male and female.
Very good. We have only considered two groups. The sample what you have taken is from two groups, male and female. Okay. Then we can go for t-test. Now, experience.
It is ANOVA.
Why ANOVA?
Because
It's more than two groups. Locale.
ANOVA.
Why ANOVA locale?
Because three urban, semi-urban, and rural.
Very good. We have three categories there. We have urban, rural, and
Semi.
very good. Now, when it comes to district,
ANOVA. 4 districts.
there are 4 districts. So again, we are going to go for ANOVA. Now, today I'll teach you about how to go ahead with t-test. Okay, and how we can interpret the t-test. First thing. Okay, now let's take t-test. There are 2 different types of t-test. What we go ahead. Independent sample t-test and paired sample t-test. All of you know when to go for independent and when to go for paired sample. Hello?
जी सर.
Can you please tell when to go for independent sample t-test and when to go for paired sample t-test? Anyone please?
जब टाइम सीरीज डेटा हो शायद सर.
Now, one small thing I'll tell you, all of you. Before coming to SPSS, SPSS आने से पहले हम लोगों को ये पता होना चाहिए that what are the different types of statistics, उसका purpose क्या है, ये सब हम लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. Okay, now let's take an example. Independent sample t-test में it clearly says independent sample. That means there are different sample here. Sample is not same here. उसको compare करने के time पे, for example, what happens in gender? Male is a different sample altogether, female is a different sample altogether. तब क्या करते हैं? We go for independent sample t-test. Okay, both the samples are totally different. Then we go for independent sample t-test to find out the difference. And paired sample t-test में क्या होता है पता है? For example, we will have only one sample. Now let's take an example. We will conduct a weight loss training. Weight loss training हम लोग करते हैं. When we conduct a weight loss training, हम क्या करते हैं? Before starting a weight loss training, we take up the weights of an individual. Okay. Now, if I add a variable as weight here, I'll just show you. Weight, I'll just type pre. Okay. Then weight post. Okay. Now, इसमें क्या होता है? Now let's take an example. What I do, weight pre. Now let's take, I'm going to take 10 samples here. 10 लोगों का एक्सपेरिमेंट करता हूं. एक्सपेरिमेंट क्या है? एक 1 or 2 months का एक वेट लॉस प्रोग्राम करता हूं मैं. ओके, और आई मे गिव सम ग्रीन टी एज ए वेट लॉस प्रोडक्ट. तो क्या करता हूं? ग्रीन टी देने से पहले मैं एक 10 लोगों का वेट लेता हूं. नाउ लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. 89, 95, 86, 97, 89, 78, 84, 86, 59, 69, 68. Now let's take an example. I have taken 11 members here. इसके लिए क्या किया मैंने? एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करता हूं दैट इनिशियली इन लोगों का वेट है 89, 95, 86 जो भी मैंने टाइप किया है. आफ्टर 2 months इन लोगों का वेट में आई विल टेक अगेन द वेट. तो क्या होता है? द सेम पीपल वेट. नाउ लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. एक्स इज अ फर्स्ट सैंपल. एक्स का वेट 89 था बिफोर एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन. After completing of experimentation, there may be a weight of 69. It gets reduced. Now, 84. Sorry. I'll just take 69, 74, 68, 82, something like that. I'm just giving randomly. I'm just typing a random number here. Right. अभी देखिए, there is a weight loss के बाद मैंने क्या किया? I have taken a weight and I have put the weight number, weight here. 69, 74, 68, ये भी होगा. Now, this is for the same sample. 11 members I have taken. पहले, उसके बाद में क्या किया? 11 members बाद में लिया मैंने. तो what's happening here? I have conducted an experimentation. Sample different है क्या इधर?
No, sir.
The sample is same. Okay. When the sample is same and I'm comparing the sample with different durations, उस तब क्या क्या यूज करते हैं हम लोग? We go for paired sample t-test. Okay, that's a major difference here. When the samples are different, we go for independent sample t-test. When the samples are same, we go for paired sample t-test. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go for the present study, for the perception study, we have to go for what? Independent sample t-test. इसके लिए क्या करते हैं? Go to analyze, and you go for compare mean, and then go for independent sample t-test. Then what you are going to do? Testing variable is what? What is our testing variable? What is our testing?
Gender, sir.
Gender.
Gender. Wait.
Now listen, we are working on perception now. हमारा testing variable है perception. We are seeing the difference in perception. तो perception लेना है. तो कौन सा वाला लेंगे इधर?
Gender.
For the testing variable, we are going to take perception, please. Okay. Perception में we have two things. We have taken total score and perception categorization. कौन सा लेना है हमको?
Perception.
We will not take perception because perception को categorize किया है. Our major testing variable is total score जो आया है ना perception का, वो लेंगे. So we are going to take total score here as a perception. Okay, that is our perception score. Then there is something called as grouping variable. इसमें क्या करना है? We have two different groups. Select that group as gender जाएंगे. Okay, and then you have to define the group. Click on define group. Okay, and group 1 is, we have given code as 1 and group 2 is 2 and click continue. समझ में आ रहा है? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Then you go for an option here, click option, and we have to select the confidence interval percentage. It by default it will be 95. You can select 99 if at all if you want, but 95 is usually we test with 95. Then click OK. Then click OK again, and you get two different tables here. One is group statistics, the other one is individual sample t-test statistics. Hope it's clear how we got this table.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, this is very simple statistics. What we have to do, we see the difference between two groups based on the mean differences. The mean differences, we test the mean here. Now, one important thing, we have here two different things. One, if you see the first table, can you see the first table here? Group statistics. It's clear, right? It's visible. What is this N? N क्या होता है?
Number of samples.
What is number of sample? Can you please define what is this 71 and 27? Anyone please? What is this 71 and 27?
71 males,
Number of males,
27
number of
females.
males, and 27 is number of females.
Very good. It indicates, it shows that 71 is male and 27 is female. And the mean score of male is 59.32 and mean score of female is 61.9 and standard deviation of male is 9.35 and standard deviation of female is 9.91. Standard error is 1.11 and 1.90. So this we are going to take it up here, and then this is the major table. The next table is very important for us. Okay. Now here there are two things here, right? Now what are this? There is something called as equal variance assumed, equal variance not assumed. What do you mean by this equal variance assumed? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What does this mean? Now, very simple. Please make a note here. इसमें अगर आप देखेंगे, there are two columns. The details. T-test analysis has been given in one column at the top level and one column at the bottom level. Okay. इसमें क्या होता है? In t-test by default, in t-test by default, we get a test called as Levin's test for equality of variance. We get this result by default, and based on this result, further, first we have to see this result to understand the t-table. Levin's test for equality of variance में क्या करते हैं? They try to provide whether the sample what we have selected or the data spread what we have, okay, is varied, okay, or not. That means हमारा जो population है, the population what exactly we take with different means, whether the spread or the plotting is proper or not, ये बताने के लिए क्या करते हैं? We use this equal variance. Now, if there is a significant difference, then it indicates that equal variance not assumed. If there is no significant in Levin's test, okay, then we say that there is equal variance are assumed. Okay, so if at all if there is a significant difference, then you go for this bottom wala, niche wala, equal variance not assumed values. If there is no significant difference, then you go for the top one. Okay. Now, after that, if you see here, there is a t value which is given, degree of freedom has been given, and p value, that is significant value, is given here. And the significant value is very important for us, and based on this, we find out that whether there is a difference or not. And in this table, it says that it is 0.229. 0.229. इसका मतलब क्या है? Whether it is significantly different or not. Whether there is any significant difference. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Okay. Now listen here. Whenever we take for 95 conference level, we see that the value which is there, the t value what we get, should be less than 0.05. It should be less than what? 0 point p value. Now I'll just type here p value should be less than what? 0
0.05.
0.05. Okay, or it should be less than 0.01 level. Now, what does this 0.05 indicates, and what about this 0.01 indicates? It says it is we are 95% confident that there is a significant difference. The confidence level is 95, and here it is 99. Okay, so based on that we decide whether there is a significant difference, and in this table it shows that it is 0.229. Whether it is less than 0.05, whether it is less than 0.05, yes or no? Hello, is it less?
No, it's not less.
Okay.
It's not less. When it is not less, what does it indicate? What does it indicate? Now, this indicates that
There is a significant difference.
Yes, please.
So it indicates that there is a significant difference in the perception of industrial experts. Likewise.
No, madam. Who is speaking? Siksha, you are speaking. You are telling oppositely. When it is less than 0.05, only then it is significantly different. Okay, it is more than 0.05 here.
Okay, sir.
It is more than 0.05. Then what happens? Then we say that we accept the null hypothesis. Null hypothesis, which says that there is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to gender. So this gets accepted. That means null hypothesis is correct. If at all, if the value is different, if the value is less than 0.05, now let's take an example. The p value is 0.03. Then whether it is significantly different or not. If the value, assume that the value is 0.03, then whether the null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Anyone please? See here. What is the value now? It is 0.229. P value is 0.229. Okay. Whether this is greater than or less than 0.05?
It is greater than 0.05.
0.05. This is greater, right? Greater than 0.05. 0.05. This is less than 0.05. Now listen here very carefully, please, all of you. When the p value is greater than 0.05, then we accept the null hypothesis. Okay. When it is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Got it? समझ में आया? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, very simple. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, we accept the null hypothesis and reject the alternative hypothesis. Okay? समझ में आया? This is very simple. This is the basic rule for all the things. All differences, what exactly you see. Whether it is ANOVA or whether it is t-test, we use the same strategy. When the p-value is greater than 0.5, then we accept the null hypothesis and reject the alternative hypothesis. When the p-value is less than 0.05 level, we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay? Hello? Is it difficult? Hemlata is having a question. Hemlata? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whether this is confusing for all of you? This is confusing?
No, sir.
I'm not getting response. That's why it's not rocket science. It's very simple comparison between two numbers. That's it. Okay.
Hello.
Right. Shipra madam, what we have done is we have done the t-test here.
Hello.
अगर आप देखेंगे, so what we did, we wanted to test our hypothesis which says that there is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to gender. उसके लिए क्या किया हम लोगों ने, we went to our master sheet, उसमें analyze के पास गए हम लोग, we went to compare mean, then we went for independent sample t-test, then we selected the variable that is perception. Okay, total score is nothing but total perception score, उसको select किए और grouping variable में we selected gender. Select करने के बाद we defined the group as 1 and 2. Group 1 is 1 because we have coded male as 1 and female as 2. उसको continue करिए and we selected the option that is confident interval percentage को 95 रखा हम लोगों ने. Then we continued, then we clicked OK. OK click करने के बाद we got two tables. One is group statistics. This is normal, which already we know about this. Then we went to independent sample t-test table, and here we have seen Levin's test for equality of variances. F test आएगा उसमें क्या करेंगे? They found out whether there is any difference in the group what you have selected, especially when it comes to equal variances. So we found that there is no significant difference because significance level है 0.726, the value what we have got. So we thought that the equal variance assumed, and then we continued with the first table. Okay? And then we found out the t value here, the p value. T value is minus 1.210, and degree of freedom is 96. Okay. Then what we did, we found out the p value, the p value is 0.229, and we were discussing that how to define or how to justify this 0.229. This, when we are interpreting the results, what happens? We interpret based on the p value. The p value is 0.229, which is greater than 0.05, and when it is greater than 0.05, it says that we accept the null hypothesis and reject the alternative hypothesis. What is the null hypothesis? That there is no significant difference between the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to gender. Simple terms में ये बोलते हैं हम लोग इसको, that male and female, they do not differ in what? In their perception. Perception towards BBA curriculum. ठीक है? So that's what we
BBA
write.
curriculum.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, इसको
But it's
alternate hypothesis कैसे लिखते हैं? Here we say that we rejected the null hypothesis if the value is p-value is 0.03. Yes, please.
there is a significant difference in the
Very good.
perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum.
Very simple. We just remove no and add a. There is a significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on curriculum, BBA curriculum with respect to gender. ऐसे calculate करते हैं. Simple. Hope you got it. This is a simple way of interpretation.
Yes, sir.
So our first hypothesis, that is, there is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to gender is done. Then we'll go for the next one.
सर जो पहला हमारा था टेबल का पहला क्यों नहीं आ गया, नीचे का वाला क्यों नहीं?
Now, equal variance assumed, that is very important. What is equal variance assumed? In simpler terms, में equal variance refers to the data spread or scatters. Data किस तरीके से spread हुआ है, okay, उसके लिए एक statistical test करते हैं. That is nothing but the ANOVA test. By default आता है, okay, assumes that although samples are different and different populations आया होगा, okay, they have the same variance. That means variance same होना चाहिए. Does sample value influence the choice of the test if we have limited sample or says less than 50? Yes, very much. That's why what happens if the sample size is very less, what we do, we go for normality test first thing. Normality test करने के बाद हम लोगों को अगर if the score is not normal, then what happens, we have to go for non-parametric test. If the scores are normal, we go for parametric test. Okay, I'm working on parametric test because my sample is too much. We have, and if you see the normal probability curve when I did yesterday, it was normal. The scores were normal. Okay.
Dr. Victor, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that once again?
Now, madam, what happens if at all, if we want to select the test, which type of test, whether we go for parametric or non-parametric, first thing what we have to do is we have to go for a normality test. For that normality test, we go for analyze, descriptive statistics, we go for frequency, then take the total score of the variable. Here our major variable is perception. Take the perception total and go for statistics, and you can see mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and then skewness and kurtosis. That's very important. Then you go for chart. Then you go for histogram. Select show normal curve of histogram. Normal curve of histogram. Continue OK and click OK. Then you get a graph here at the bottom. My graph is not working, but the graph what will appear will be like this. If at all, if you see the score. Can you see the graph here? It more or less comes like this. It more or less comes like this. Okay, the normal probability curves or the normal distribution will be like this. The score distribution will be like this. When the score distribution is like this, when there is no skewness, then what we can do is we go for parametric test. Okay, and if at all, if you see the difference between parametric or non-parametric test, parametric test we work on means, whereas non-parametric test works on median. And usually what happens when the sample size is more than 100 or 50, what happens, the score we get normal probability curve, whereas when the sample is very less than 30, okay, for example, medical researchers, we take sample of very small size for about 10 or 20. Experimental researchers, sometimes we take around less than 20, less than 30 samples. Pharmaceutical industries, when they do research, what they do, they take small samples. At that particular moment, we will not be able to use this t-test and all. Instead of that, we have some other tests. Okay, I'll just show you that. we have non-parametric test में instead of one sample test we go for sign test, two sample t-test we go for Mann-Whitney test, correlation and regression test करने के लिए we go for Spearman's rank test, and one-way ANOVA के लिए Cushak's Wallis test we go for, and two-way ANOVA Fidelman test. So like this, there is a different test for non-parametric. First thing what you have to do is, yesterday I was telling that we have to test the normality. Once the normality is there, then you go for parametric test. In the present case, we are going for parametric test because there is a normal distribution of the scores. That's the main reason why we are going for this. Hope it's clear.
Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So based on this, we go for the things. Now, there is a disadvantage of non-parametric test and advantages also. Okay. Non-parametric test, what happens? You cannot generalize the things because the sample size will be very less. In parametric analysis, we go for generalization. Okay. That's a major thing what we do here. Now, we'll go ahead further. We'll go ahead further and see. One second, please. Sorry. Right. Now, hope you got an idea about t-test now. Any doubt? Independent sample t-test. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we'll go for the next hypothesis, what we had planned.
Sir, why we take that first row of the significant level?
This is equal variance assumed. That means what happens? Many, if the assumption, what happens in, I'll just show you that. Let's come. Levin's test of equal variance. Now, in this equal variance, what happens? There are two groups here. We have to see whether there is significant here. The population what you have selected, the sample what you have selected, whether the spread of the sample or the data spread of the sample or the scatter of the sample, okay, that we see that even though the sample male and female is different. So for example, the male population is different, the female population is different. Okay, but when you see the plot, when you see the distribution of the sample, if at all, if the distribution is same, okay, if the assumption is, if the variance is not same, then we go for equal variance not assumed. If at all, if the equal variance are assumed to be same or the plot is exactly the same based on the normal distribution, then we go for what? Equal variance assumed. Okay, based on this only we select whether we go for the first row or the second row. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And there is especially a test of Levin's which is available for seeing this equal variance assumed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But usually by default in this t-test we get this equal variance assumed, that is Levin's test will be available. For the more details of Levin's test, I'll just send you a small note in the WhatsApp group. You can just check that. Then you'll get an idea. This thing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That is nothing but you're just testing the homogeneity of variance. Okay, that's it. Right. Next, we'll go for the next one. We will go for the next hypothesis, which says that there is no significant difference in the perception of industrial experts on BBA curriculum with respect to, let's take district, the first one. Okay, let's check this hypothesis. Let this be the hypothesis of ours. And to test this, what exactly we have to do now? We have to go for test. Which test we are going to use? We are going to use F test ya nahi to ANOVA. Now, how do you go for this? We go here, click analyze. Okay, click analyze. Again, go for compare mean, one-way ANOVA. We go for one-way ANOVA. And what is the dependent list? What is our variable? Which is dependent? Which variable we are testing? Total. Total is nothing but? We will just change that. Perception. Perception. Perception or total. Okay. Then we go for analyze. We go for compare mean. Compare mean. We are comparing two different means. We go for one-way ANOVA. We add what? Perception total in the dependent list. And which is the factor which you're going to test now?
District.
Very good. We go for district here. Click on district. Okay. Then by default, all these things will be there. Let it be there. We'll just come back. Options. If you want descriptive statistics, we can just take that. And I just added descriptive. I click descriptive here. Okay. Click OK. And by default, OK. Now, very simple. There is a table which is descriptive statistics, which we have already studied in the previous one, in the descriptive analysis. We go for perception here. We find between groups, within groups, the sum of these things, sum of squares, degree of freedom, mean square, we get it here, and F value is here, and P value is here. This SIG is the significant or the P value, which is 0.141, which is 0.141. So if it is 0.141, P value is 0.141. Whether it is significant, whether it is greater than 0.05 level or less than 0.05.
It is greater than 0.05 level and accept the null hypothesis.
Greater than 0.05 level, and hence what we do, we accept the null hypothesis. Okay, and reject what?
Alternative hypothesis.
The alternative hypothesis. Okay, so this is about the F test. Now, one small thing, what happens in case if there is a significant difference, in case if there is a significant difference in the ANOVA value, then what we do, we have to see which group is different. Okay, uske liye we will just test one more thing. I'll just I think probably experience is having significant difference. I'll go for that. So there is no significant difference here, so we stop it here. Any doubt? We accepted the null hypothesis and rejected the alternative hypothesis. It says that there is no significant district. The sample from the district, different districts, doesn't have difference in their perception towards BBA curriculum. Okay, so this is the finding what we have got. Now we will go for the next one, which says that Control C, Control G. We will go for experience. Based on experience, let us see whether that what will be the value now. Okay. We go for analyze again. Can someone tell me what I have to do for testing ANOVA for experience? Can you please tell me the stages? Hello?
Analyze.
Hello. I'll go for the data here, analyze, very good. Then,
Compare mean.
okay,
One way ANOVA.
I go for one way ANOVA.
Then it has already independent list perception total. For factor, we have to put it the experience.
And remove this factor district here back and put experience here. Okay. Then what I do, I
Option.
click option. I have gone for descriptive statistics already there.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
continue.
Continue and click OK. Other things are by default, it will be there. Okay. Now let's take an example. Here also, whether this is significant, 0.120 is the value. So whether it is significantly different?
No, not significant.
No.
No, not significant. I'll just change and I'll show you something. I'll just change my scores here. Okay. Now let's take an example. I'll just modify certain things here so that the scores. I'll just modify certain scores. Please wait. Let's take an example that this is. I'm just changing the score so that I'll show you the difference. I want the difference now so that we can compare. Manipulating the data. One second. Right. Now you see, I'm going to go for analyze, compare mean, one way ANOVA. I've put perception total in independent list and factor in an experience and click OK. Yes. I'm just changing the data. Hello. I'll open a different file so that it will be easy for us to see the difference. Analyze, compare, mean, convey, ANOVA. Total. Teaching experience. Right. Now let's see. I have to manipulate the data, so many things. Now let's take an example. If at all, if there is a significant difference here, if the value is less than 0.05 level, okay, let's consider the value is 0.01. Then what happens? It is less than 0.05 level. Then what we do, we reject the null hypothesis. We reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay, we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. And after, if at all, if there is a significant difference, we have to do further analysis to see which is having significant difference, which group is having significant difference. Then what we do, we go for analyze, compare mean, and then one way ANOVA. Then you have to go select this post hoc. Okay, you have to go for this, select this post hoc, and then what you do, you select any one of the post hoc here. Okay, now usually what we do, we go for Tukey's post hoc या नहीं तो Skeffy's post hoc. इसमें से कुछ भी करते हैं हम लोग, any one we select, and then we continue OK and click OK. Now when you go for this, what happens, जो mean difference है ना, okay, which group is significantly different, उसको identify करने के लिए what happens, this Tukey's post hoc test, okay, या नहीं तो Skeffy post hoc test will help us. So this is the post hoc output. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Yes,
You're
sir.
following? You're following? Hope you're following. अगर ANOVA test significant हुआ, then we go for this post hoc test. Okay, then we go for this post hoc test. Post hoc test में क्या होता है, they verify with the mean difference and उसमें भी significant level मिलता है. For example, let's consider this 5 to 10 years. The significant p value is 0.997. 0.997, whether it is significant or not?
Not significant.
Not significant. So this indicates that there is no significant difference with less than 5 years and 5 to 10 years. ये दो group compare कर रहा है इधर. कौन सा? Less than 5 years एक group, 5 to 10 years एक group. ये दोनों group compare करेंगे ना, दोनों group में there is no difference in the perception. Okay. Likewise, in case, let's take an example here, in 15 to 20, if the value is 0.01, then it becomes significantly different. And at that particular moment, we can say that less than 5 years of experience and 15 to 20 years experience, in दोनों में से differences है. ये बता सकते हैं आप लोग. So like that, we have to interpret the table, this table. Hope it's clear. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
The only thing is, for two groups, t-test will directly give the result. For and more than 3 groups, what happens if there is a significant difference? ANOVA पहले test करते हैं हम लोग. ANOVA में significant हुआ, then we go for the next level of testing. What is called? That is post hoc test. Okay.
Sir, again, please, that post hoc test.
I'll just show you again. You have to go for analyze, and you have to go for compare mean. Then you go for one-way ANOVA. Okay. Then initially what we do, we don't go for this post hoc. We just check whether there is significant difference or not. Agar significant difference ho gaya, then you go for this post hoc. Click on this post hoc. Okay, you have different post hocs here. Duncan post hoc, Skiffy post hoc, Tukey's post hoc, and so many things are there. Okay, we usually what we do, we go for Tukey's post hoc. LSD also we can do here. Okay, now Skiffy post hocs you can do here. Then you can click on that and then click OK. Okay, click OK again. जब ये क्लिक करेंगे, एक आउटपुट टेबल में एक आउटपुट आएगा आपको पोस्ट होक का. ये ANOVA टेबल तो पहले ही आया होगा आपको, उसके बाद में ये टेबल आता है. ये टेबल में क्या होता है, दे कंपेयर बिटवीन वन एक्सपीरियंस लेवल विद अदर एक्सपीरियंस लेवल. दो ग्रुप को कंपेयर करता है अलग अलग मेन डिफरेंस देख के. ओके, देन व्हाट हैपेंस, बेस्ड ऑन दैट देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट लेवल व्हिच विल बी गिवन हियर, right? Then we will be able to tell that if the significant value is significant, it is less than 0.05 level, then we can say that specifically that particular group of people or that a group of sample what you have taken is different from the other group which is here. For example, 5 to 10 years, 10 to 15 years होगा, 10 to 55, 15 to 20 years with 5 to 20 years. ये दोनों comparison हो रहा है. Okay. So this is what we do with the help of this F test. Any doubt? I've taught you only 2 tests now. One is F test, the other one is T test. Hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we were discussing about paired sample T test. आपको पता है ये दोनों डिफरेंसेस देखा हम लोगों ने. अब एक और चीज है पेयर्ड सैंपल टी टेस्ट. ओके, हियर वी आर गोइंग टू टेक, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू टेक द डिफरेंट वेरिएबल हियर. हम लोगों ने कौन सा वेरिएबल परसेप्शन क्या कर रहे थे अभी तक. वी विल गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज द नेक्स्ट वन. व्हाट वेरिएबल वी हैव सेलेक्टेड इज weight loss training. Okay, ये weight loss training के लिए एक प्रोग्राम, एक hypothesis लिखेंगे that there is no significant difference in the weight of जो भी होगा group of people, weight of X group. Now let's take X group. Okay, with respect to pre and post test. अभी क्या करेंगे, there are 2 groups which I said, one is pre, the other one is post. इसमें क्या होता है, we have to test here. For that what we do, we have taken weight loss here training, we have to go for analyze, go for compare mean, we go for paired sample t test. इसमें ग्रुप है weight pre and weight post. ओके, ये भी 95% कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल में लेंगे हम लोग, and we see whether there is any significant difference in the weight loss program or not. Click OK. OK click करेंगे ना, so you get a table here. Weight loss pre and post. इसमें क्या हो रहा है? It shows very clearly that the paired sample t-test saying that there is a significant difference here. Can you see the value here? 0.000. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
this is less than 0.01. Whether
Yes.
the p-value is less than 0.01, then
Yes.
this says that there is a significant difference in the weight loss of post and pre experimentation. Okay, उसमें क्या होता है, automatically we'll come to know that there is a change in the weight. Okay, then you go for the mean weight here. The mean weight pre is 81 kilo था सबको मिला के, and in the post it is 68. Automatically there is a weight loss here. Okay, so this is one more test. When we comparing the same sample with an experimentation before and after. Okay, so this is one more test which we have the comparison. Yes, please.
Repeat.
Okay,
Sir,
for
please
this
repeat.
sure. अभी क्या होता है देखिए इधर, simple. What I'm going to do, I'm conducting an experimentation here. I'm conducting an experimentation. क्या होता है, मेरे को weight loss करना है. वेट लॉस के लिए एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करता हूं. आई हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड ए प्रोडक्ट. माय प्रोडक्ट इज हियर. वेट लॉस प्रोडक्ट, मैंने कुछ प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन किया है और मैंने एक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम किया होगा वेट लॉस के लिए. वेट लॉस आई हैव गिवन ए ट्रेनिंग फॉर अबाउट 3 months. ठीक है, वेट लॉस ट्रेनिंग 3 months रहता है. ओके, नाउ लेट्स टेक इनिशियल वेट ऑफ ए पर्सन इज x. Then he undergoes a weight training. He undergoes a training. Then after that, his weight will be y. Okay, or x may be a group of people. The same group of people after training, their weight will be y. इन दोनों का डिफरेंस देखते हैं हम लोग, x और y का. x और y का डिफरेंस देखने के लिए what we do, we go for डिफरेंस देखने के बाद a set of scores आता है. स्कोर्स को क्या करते हैं हम लोग, वी फीड इट इन SPSS. जैसे मैंने इधर फीड किया है, इफ एट ऑल इफ यू सी, पहले 89, 95, 86, 70, 97, 89 ये सब पूरा वेट था बिफोर, एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स द वेट इज दिस मच. ये दोनों कंपेयर करना है. कंपेयर करके देखना है कि वेदर देयर इज अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस और वेट लॉस है. उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, वी गो फॉर एनालाइज, वी गो फॉर कंपेयर मीन, वी गो फॉर वन वे we go for compare mean paired sample t-test. Okay, then we select weight loss 1, weight pre and weight post. ये मैंने डेटा फिट किया as weight pre and weight post. ये दोनों ऑप्शन देखो, we have 95% confidence interval we have taking and click OK. OK किया तो हमारा इधर टेबल में देखेंगे there is a significant difference, p value, the last value, it is 0.001. So this indicates that there is a significant difference. Okay, this is for paired sample t-test. Any doubt?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
so
the pair sir.
yes madam.
So the pair test, t-test is basically used in experimental studies. That means
We can use it for use for experimental study. For example, एक और study हो सकता है, causal comparative studies में भी we can use. For example, longitudinal studies अगर करेंगे तो अभी 5 साल के पहले आप लोगों ने कंपेयर करते हैं, फिर 5 साल के बाद हम लोग उसी सैंपल को देके टेस्ट करते हैं. ओके, टू सी वेदर देयर इज एनी डिफरेंस, और सेम सैंपल होना चाहिए बस इधर. ओके, देन वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई द केस.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so hope you have understood all these things, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
नहीं, right. Now one more important thing what we do. Normally हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एक टूल डेवलप करते हैं. When we develop a tool, what we do, we go for data analysis, reliability check करना. Last 2 experiments I'll tell you, because too much if I feed then it will be confusing for you. Basics बस बता रहा हूँ आपको. आप एक टूल डेवलप करते हैं. नाउ लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. यू डेवलप ए टूल फॉर अबाउट 15 क्वेश्चंस और 30 क्वेश्चंस. उसका रिलायबिलिटी चेक करना है. बस एक रिलायबिलिटी चेक करने का कैसे करते हैं ये बताता हूँ. नाउ रिलायबिलिटी चेक करने के लिए क्या करते हैं हम लोग? आइटम वाइज डेटा फीड करते हैं. We feed item wise data. Now what we have done is A to 15 is a question. A is one item, B A2 is B second item, A3 is third items. Like that, we have 15 items. Then what we do, we have to check the reliability of these 15 items. For that, what we can do, just go for analyze, come down, okay, go for scale, and go for reliability analysis. Then what you do, what are the items what we have? A to 15 is your item score. पायलट स्टडी करते हैं. पायलट स्टडी करने के बाद वो स्कोर फीड करते हैं. स्कोर फीड करने के बाद उस आइटम्स का एक एक आइटम्स को आप लोग इधर लेंगे. ओके. देन आफ्टर दैट go for statistics. It is scale what you have selected. Just click OK. Then alpha value we are going to select alpha. Cronbach alpha होता है. If at all, if the tool is big, then you go for split off technique, Gutman technique, anything whatever you want. जो theory आप पढ़ते हैं उसके basis पे आप select करिए and click OK. You get the value here. Cronbach alpha value what you have got is 0.826. Okay, and anything near to 1, that is a good Cronbach alpha value. And it is 8.26, and we can say that the tool is reliable based on this. A simple reliability analysis मैंने आपको बताया. Okay, just to test the reliability of a tool. Hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the reliability analysis. And एक और चीज normally social science में क्या करते हैं? We compare, we put a cross tab. क्रॉस टैब आप सब लोगों को पता नहीं है क्या करते हैं. नाउ लेट्स टेक डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स में जाइए, एक और क्रॉस टैब यूज करिए. क्रॉस टैब, देन यू पुट डेसिग्नेशन, देन परसेप्शन. आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू सैंपल. इसी तरह बाकी भी कर सकते हैं आप लोग. ये दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट और परसेप्शन लिखा मैंने, एंड देन आई वांटेड ए क्रॉस टैब. इट सेज दैट परसेप्शन में पॉजिटिव कितना है, न्यूट्रल कितना है इन डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज. Okay, like that you can do for other things also. Descriptive, cross tab. आप ये cross tab use करिए, then it will be easy. Locale, gender, ये सब करते जाइए, then you see the perception. ये सब पूरा cross tabs आता है ऐसे, simple. Rural wise, male and female, ऐसे. So that you can interpret. You can get us basic statistics here. Hope it's clear.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, now I'll not go detail about the particular statistics. I have taught you the basic statistics, what is required for your research. ठीक है, इसको कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. एडवांस के लिए you read the statistics, then other statistics will be easy for you. अभी आगे YouTube में देखेंगे, then there are number of videos for different analysis. For example, if at all if you want to conduct a regression analysis, डेटा ऐसे ही फीड करना है, बस YouTube में जाके रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस देखिए, देन यू गो अहेड विद रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस. ओके. सो
स्टैटिक्स पे हम लोगों ने 2 लेक्चर्स रखे हुए हैं सर, वेडनेसडे और थर्सडे को.
विकास हाँ बोलिए.
सर पार्टिकुलर स्टैटिक्स पे हम लोगों ने 2 लेक्चर हम लोगों ने रखा है सर,
वेरी
वेडनेसडे और
गुड,
थर्सडे को सर.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. कौन पढ़ा रहा है?
आईसीएससी बंगलोर से हैं, डॉक्टर साहू हैं कोई, वो आ रहे हैं सर.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. स्टैटिस्टिक्स अगर आपको समझ में आ गया ना, देन इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू टू वर्क इन एसपीएसएस. ठीक है. एनीथिंग एल्स? विकास अगर कुछ नहीं है तो देन वी विल स्टॉप हियर.
हेलो.
यस यस प्लीज.
Sir, please show an example of correlation.
Yeah.
Correlation.
Sure. I'll show you. Now let's take an example. I have only one variable which I've added here. Okay, for correlation. Now क्या हुआ? Perception था. There is only one perception here. Okay, and now let's take an example: perception and performance. I'll take one more variable, performance. Let me take the score. Score उसमें नहीं है इसलिए. Okay. Now let's take an example for anything. What you have to do? You for correlation you go for analyze, correlate. Okay. Then you go for bivariate. That means only two variables I'm taking for correlation. I have two things here. I'll take any two variable. Now let's take an example: instruction and evaluation total. ये दोनों variable, any two variables you select here. Select Spearman correlation techniques. Mean and standard deviation is not required. Select करके just go click on OK, and you see the output table. Output table में आपको ये इधर मिल जाता है that there is a correlation here. Can you see the correlation value here? 0.226 is the Pearson product movement correlation. P value जो है 0.000 आ रहा है. Okay, this shows that there is a significant correlation between two things. Positive correlation between instructional total and evaluation total. ये दूसरा वेरिएबल है. मेरे पास वेरिएबल नहीं था इसलिए मैंने दूसरा सैंपल को लेके आपको correlation दिखाया. Correlation करने के लिए just go for analyze, correlate, bivariate है करे तो then you select both the variables and then click OK. You get a correlation. Simple. Got it?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So too many statistics. If I teach you, then it will be very difficult. आज जितना मैंने पढ़ाया है, उतना आप लोग अगर practice करेंगे, then probably it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, basics मैंने पढ़ाया है. आगे आप लोग इतना समझने के बाद आगे अपने आप सीख सकते हैं. You can learn by your own.
फर्स्ट स्टेप एक्सेल में भी होता है सर.
Jyotsna ma'am, can you please repeat? Your voice was not clear.
First step is available in Excel also, sir.
Excel you have to go for macro, and that is more complicated for you. You have to design a macro for that, then only all these things will be possible. So I don't suggest Excel. Excel is only for feeding data, clearing data. That will be good for you. SPSS is very good for you. It's simple, and what one click you'll get all the statistical analysis. Excel you have to work a lot. Yes.
Sir, could you please repeat that reliability test for two?
Very simple. Go for this. Go for the analyze. Go for scale. Go for reliability analysis. Select all the items what is there. Only the questions. Don't select the total here. I don't want the total in the item analysis. Just okay. Then you select the model. You want alpha or Gutman's or split off, whichever the things you want, and then click OK. You get it.
Reliability.
Reliability is here. It is 0.826 Cronbach reliability. Alpha value is this one. And read about Cronbach alpha, how it has been done. That is theoretical part. Then you can justify. With other researchers or other citations, you can quote and say that this is reliable. Okay. Right. Any doubts? Yes, Santoshi.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
So, sir, some participants who want to give the feedback of this lecture series, कि जिन्होंने पूरा लेक्चर सीरीज पार्टिसिपेट किया है, उन सब में जिन्होंने ज्वाइन किया है वो उन पार्टिसिपेंट्स में कुछ फीडबैक देना चाहते हैं. सो सर यदि आप अलाउ करें तो.
No problem. No issues. No problem. They can.
So first of all, I want to invite अनु वर्मा मैडम। अनु मैम ने पूरा लेक्चर सीरीज ज्वाइन किया है और पूरे लेक्चर सीरीज में स्टार टू इन रही हैं। सो अनु वर्मा मैडम इज हियर। अनु मैडम। ओके, सो शुभ्रा मैडम, ज्योत्सना शुभ्रा मैडम।
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
हाँ, यस अनु मैम, यस मैम।
Yes, sir. Sir, let me shut down one system so that my voice will be audible.
हाँ,
Yeah, okay. Yes, I have attended all 3 lectures of.
मैम सबसे पहले आप
yes.
अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस कर दे तो ज्यादा सही रहेगा।
Yeah, okay. Sir, hello, I'm Anu Verma from University of Delhi. I'm an MPhil scholar there in the Department of Adult Continuing Education and Extension. And this lecture series was really useful to me. And but since I am from social science background and not knowing much about economics and all, I found it really fast to me. Though it was really good, it was really excellent, and sir was really cooperative. Sam sir was really cooperative, but the especially this last lecture, I found really bit fast because I'm not having even SPSS with me. I could not download. There was some issue, but yes, no doubt, no denying fact, the lecture was excellent, and the sir was really patient, and he's full of. He's having tremendous knowledge of his subject. So I really thank Mr. Sam and the organizers who organized this event, this lecture series, and I'm looking forward for his cooperation even in the coming lectures if it is required. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am, anytime.
ज्योतिका शुभ्रा मैम, ज्योतिका मैम। ज्योतिका शुभ्रा मैम, कैन यू लिसन मी?
हेलो।
हाँ, यस मैम, यस मैम।
तो ठीक है, नहीं ज्योत्सना सुपर। सर, am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Victor, sir, thanks very much. Just to introduce, I worked in statistics for 33 years. So now I'm retired 12 years back. So I have attended a national sample survey, population census. Practically, I was nodal officer for many. But to be very frank, sir, I was mostly field level. I had to go to every house to house. This tabulation part always we used to outsource because NSS and population census, those are not in our hands. So those always were outsourced. Then of course, we analyzed it. We wrote report. I have contributed some 53 reports in the government of Sikkim. But tabulation part, it was just Excel, the word, those only. So, sir, I was very interested for SPSS and thank you so much. अभी सर by some reason or other मेरे पास कंप्यूटर भी नहीं है, कल विकास जी को भी बोली थी, फिर भी मैं नोट लिख के आपका ये PDF फोटो खींच के भी कर रही हूँ सर. So I think and one of my very mentor is also attending and he is very, I think he will support me, sir. So with his inspiration, I am attending this. But it was very useful, sir. Now, I think, sir, I am confident I can do all these things since I work in Excel, and I think, sir. नहीं है तो आपको फिर पूछेंगे सर. I'll be in touch with you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
बहुत तो इतना डेटा का काम किया हूँ. Lot of data I want to do, lot of analysis I want to do, reports, छोटा reports in all variables, sex ratio, everything also abstract, but tabulation नहीं होता है ना सर. I think sir this SPSS will help lot of this T test, F test, everything. So thank you so much for everything, and Vikas also and all the team members. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, Tirupati madam. Tripati madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. The sessions were quite informative, and it is really very helpful for my research work. And thank you so much, sir, for your constant patience and listening to us and listening to solve our queries, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Professor Sunita madam is here. So I request you, ma'am. Sunita Yadav, ma'am. उदय भान सर, आप सुन पा रहे हैं? उदय भान सर।
हाँ जी सर, नमस्कार नमस्कार विकास जी।
जी सर, लेक्चर सीरीज आज से समसन सर का SPSS का हो गया लेक्चर, अब हम लोग उस पर करेंगे स्टैटिक्स पर।
हाँ नहीं, मैं सुन रहा हूँ विकास सर, बहुत बढ़िया। मैंने कमेंट भी दिया है चैट बॉक्स में।
और
बहुत बढ़िया।
आप सर के लेक्चर पे सर को कुछ कहना चाहें तो मैं आपको इनवाइट
नहीं, मैं सर को साधुवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि बहुत सुंदर तरीके से सरल भाव में इतने कठिन विषय को हमको समझाने का प्रयास किया, हमको समझ में आया है और अब हम उसको अभ्यास करेंगे। और आप सबसे निवेदन है कि आप लोग समय पर इस प्रकार से सीरीज चलाया करें ताकि हम सभी शिक्षकों को और नॉलेज बढ़े और इसका उपयोग हम अपने विद्यार्थियों के लिए करें।
थैंक यू सर।
और विकास सर, मैंने लिखा भी था कि पार्टिसिपेशन सर्टिफिकेट अगर दे देंगे तो हम कहने में सक्षम रहेंगे कि हम भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं, कुछ ना कुछ सीख रहे हैं, तो वो डिपार्टमेंट में काम आ जाएगा।
बिल्कुल सर, श्योर सर, उसको कंसीडर किया है।
जी बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया। पूरे आयोजन टोली को बहुत साधुवाद, बहुत साधुवाद।
तो ठीक है, जयश्री जी हैं कि यहाँ पे? जयश्री जी आप सुन पा रहे हैं? सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी से हैं। अच्छा, someone has sent me message, I want to talk. So मैं नाम नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ, मैसेज किया है व्हाट्सएप पे। So आप कोई भी यदि फीडबैक देना चाहे तो दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि नाम नहीं लिखा इस पे।
Good morning to all of you. I am Jay Prakash Dev, PhD scholar. Actually, I talked with you Bikash sir earlier also. So I not get yesterday. I not get any link for attending the class. Today I attended. This was a good class for me. Actually, I have little knowledge about t-test and all the things. So on that basis, it is a great work you people are doing. So thank you, sir, Victor sir, and all, and Vikas sir for giving us or enlarging our knowledge regarding this workshop. You can continue these things. We will enlarge our knowledge in this statistical work as required in our work field or PhD work. So it is a great work you people do. And all the things, credit goes to you, sir, for great explanation and all the things for understanding how to use this test and reliability, tool validity, all the things. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear.
So आप में से कोई फीडबैक देना चाहता है, आप दे सकते हैं, नहीं तो हम लोग इन करें सेशन को। एक SDN PhD स्कॉलर्स करके जुड़े हैं, मैसेज कर रही हैं, शायद मैम है। तो ओके, कृति जी ओके, सो ऑफिशियली इन करें अब सेशन को।
First of all, I would like to thank all the participants for attending this type of program that organized in our platform. In last 4th class session taken by Victor sir, very clearly and very strongly understanding, we all are understand that SPSS and what is the tool that makes it's a scholar to do their research in scientific field. Actually, in my MPhil, I have analyzed my data in Excel sheet, but after the SPSS class and sessions, I hope I will try to my research work in SPSS. So in this regard, I hope everyone uh, will try to their research fulfill with this session and program. Thank you, Victor sir. Your patience and your time and your knowledge shared with us. Thank you everyone. And last of Vikas ji, ko thank you. Vikas ji, every initiative taken by Vikas sir. On behalf of our organization, last of all, I would thank to all the participants and the speaker, and the organizer, conveners, everyone. Thank you everyone.
एंड थैंक्स टू एवरीवन। और सर जो आपके रिसर्च आपके डिपार्टमेंट से दो रिसर्च स्कॉलर हैं, संतोषी निधि, दे आर सर वेरी एक्टिव और वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग रिसर्च स्कॉलर सर। एवरी लेक्चर सीरीज पर ज्वाइन करते हैं और हम लोगों को अप्रिशिएट करते रहते हैं। सर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, कोई भी हेल्प हो, हम लोगों का भी हेल्प कीजिए, हम लोग कराते हैं। तो सर बोथ आर वेरी वेरी वेल रिसर्च स्कॉलर सर। सो थैंक यू संतोषी, आपको
That's
भी।
so nice.
यस सर।
थैंक यू सर। एक्चुअली मैं बोलना चाह रही थी, पर मैं चाह रही थी कि बाकी स्कॉलर्स भी बोले और बाकी पार्टिसिपेंट्स भी बोले, तो सर के लिए बेहतर होगा, क्योंकि हम लोग तो शुरू से जान रहे हैं सर को और सीख भी रहे हैं, अभी भी सीख रहे हैं। और यदि सेम फीडबैक बाहर से भी मिले पॉजिटिव है, और हम बहुत हैप्पी हैं। इतना हेल्प तो नहीं कर पाते सर, पर जितना भी कर पाते हैं सीख पाते हैं, बहुत बेहतर है हमारे लिए। थैंक यू सो मच विकास सर, थैंक यू सो मच विकेश सर फॉर टीचिंग अस, और ऑल टाइम हमें टीच करते ही रहते हैं, एनी टाइम हमें टीच करते रहते हैं। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you one and all. Thank you, Vikas.
Okay,
Okay,
sir, okay,
thank you
sir.
very much. Okay, then take care. Good day, all of you. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.